Welcome to NVL Travel Documentary.
No, you're in right now. Like you think Afghanistan.
What if I told you that beneath the surface of Colorado's breathtaking landscapes lies a shocking truth? The state's homelessness crisis has reached catastrophic proportions.
They won't, like it's been here at, because the shit they were doing.
The streets of Denver, often associated with its vibrant arts scene and outdoor activities, are hiding a much darker reality. With thousands of individuals living in makeshift shelters, the real story goes beyond what you see. In this gripping episode of NVL Travel Documentary, we uncover the facts about this crisis, the harsh political realities, and the desperate need for change. Stick around as we dive deep into this complex issue and explore the untold story of survival in one of America's most beautiful yet troubled states. Number 1. Homelessness in Colorado. A statistical overview: homelessness is a growing concern in the United States, and Colorado is no exception. According to a report by the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, in 2020, more than 580,000 individuals experience homelessness every night across the country. Colorado ranks 11th in terms of homelessness rates, with a nearly 2% increase from the previous year. The situation in Denver, the state's capital, is particularly alarming, with the city ranking 39th among cities with the highest homelessness rates. Over 4,000 people are reported to be living on the streets, struggling to survive in the harsh conditions.
I mean, because otherwise that's not going to help at all.
Denver's homelessness crisis is exacerbated by the brutal winter months. During these times, temporary shelters and makeshift camps like Tent City have been rising at an alarming rate. These communities, often located in the heart of the city, are signs of a system failing to meet the growing demand for affordable housing. The underlying issues contributing to this crisis include a severe shortage of low-income housing and the widening income inequality. Many individuals simply cannot afford stable housing due to the rising costs of living and stagnant wages. The statistics paint a grim picture, but they also point to a deeper problem: a lack of adequate housing solutions and a society struggling to address the systemic issues leading to homelessness. While cities like Denver are working to provide temporary shelters, the root causes unaffordable housing and rising inequality demand long-term solutions. Local and state governments must prioritize affordable housing initiatives and support programs that help individuals transition out of homelessness and into stable housing. Without a concerted effort, the homelessness problem in Colorado and across the United States will continue to worsen, affecting more and more lives each year.
Not right this second, no, but I might hear in a minute.
One of the guys got it there.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, sure.
Number 2, the reality in Denver. The homelessness crisis in Denver has reached alarming levels, with thousands of individuals living in makeshift shelters like tent cities. These areas, often located in open public spaces, are home to people who have nowhere else to go. Sadly, these makeshift shelters lack basic amenities like running water, electricity, and sanitation, leaving residents vulnerable to extreme weather conditions, especially during the brutal winter months. In 2025, it is estimated that more than 4,000 people in Denver alone are living without stable housing, with many of them forced to rely on these unsafe and inadequate shelters. The health and safety risks associated with living in such environments are staggering. In these encampments, individuals face the constant threat of exposure to harsh weather, making them more susceptible to hypothermia, frostbite, and respiratory infections. Moreover, these areas are often breeding grounds for diseases due to poor hygiene and limited access to medical care. Crime is also a significant issue, with residents at constant risk of theft, assault, or even worse. With no permanent shelter or support, the sense of insecurity is a daily reality for those who have no choice but to live in these conditions. This raises a critical question. Are the current systems of support and intervention working? While some temporary solutions, such as winter shelters, have been implemented, they are often overcrowded and lack the resources needed to provide long-term relief. Government programs have struggled to keep pace with the growing demand for affordable housing and mental health services. As a result, people who find themselves in these precarious situations often fall through the cracks. The reality of homelessness in Denver is a stark reminder of the deep-rooted systemic issues that contribute to this crisis. The lack of affordable housing, income inequality, and insufficient mental health services are at the heart of the problem. The current support systems are clearly insufficient, and urgent action is needed to address both immediate needs and long-term solutions. So, what can we do as a community to help? Do you believe that the current support systems in place are sufficient to address the homelessness crisis in Denver? If yes, comment 1. If no, comment 0. Number 3. The root causes of homelessness. The roots of homelessness are complex and deeply tied to various economic, social, and policy factors. One of the most significant contributors is the economy and labor market. The coronavirus disease 2019 pandemic led to widespread job losses, particularly for low-income workers and those in unstable jobs. This had a devastating impact on the most vulnerable populations, many of whom were already living paycheck to paycheck. Fast forward to 2025, and we see a continued struggle for workers with low wages and inconsistent employment, leaving many without the financial stability needed to secure housing. In Colorado, the situation is further compounded by rapid population growth. Particularly in urban areas like Denver, the demand for housing has surged, causing home prices to skyrocket, leaving many people unable to afford to live in the places where they work and raise families. This phenomenon is often referred to as gentrification, where wealthier individuals move into historically lower-income neighborhoods, driving up property values and pushing the original residents out. As a result, the income disparity has widened, contributing to an increase in homelessness. Another major factor is the affordable housing crisis. Despite population growth, the construction of affordable housing units has failed to keep up with demand. This gap between supply and demand has left many individuals and families without a stable place to live. Additionally, zoning laws and other legal barriers further complicate efforts to provide enough affordable housing. Without significant changes to these laws, the situation is likely to worsen, leaving more people without options. But it's not just about economics and housing. People experiencing homelessness often face significant health and mental health challenges. Many struggle with mental health disorders and substance abuse, which further complicates their ability to maintain steady employment or housing. Unfortunately, the lack of comprehensive healthcare services for this population only exacerbates the issue. Without adequate mental health support and addiction treatment, these individuals are caught in a vicious cycle that is difficult to escape. Given these overlapping issues, the question remains, how do we address the root causes of homelessness? Is it enough to build more affordable housing? Or do we need to rethink our entire approach to the economy and healthcare? What are your thoughts? Would a broader support system help more people stay off the streets? Let me know in the comments below. De La Fuente is a dedicated volunteer working tirelessly to provide food, and Fuente is a dedicated volunteer working tirelessly to provide food and clothing to Denver's homeless population. Every week, she and her team distribute essential supplies along Curtis Street, one of the city's most visible areas of homelessness. However, despite their passion and commitment, they face significant logistical challenges. One of the biggest hurdles is the lack of proper transportation to deliver enough food and resources to those in need. Without a reliable vehicle, Tara and her team struggle to meet the growing demands of their outreach efforts, which often means leaving many individuals without the help they need. In addition to the logistical issues, there are broader financial challenges that these volunteer efforts face. That's where the community's generosity comes in. Jesse Vogel, a local resident, saw the difficulties Tara and her team were encountering and decided to take action. Jesse launched a crowdfunding campaign to raise funds for a vehicle to support their outreach. This initiative highlights the power of community solidarity. It's not just about the food and clothing, it's about neighbors helping neighbors, ensuring that no one in the city is left behind. The success of this campaign underscores the impact local citizens can have when they come together to support a common cause. While grassroots efforts like Tara's and Jesse's are critical, government support also plays an essential role in addressing homelessness. In 2025, Denver invested $24 million into housing and shelter programs for the homeless. These funds are allocated to organizations like the Colorado Coalition for the Homeless and the Salvation Army, which are vital in maintaining long-term solutions. These programs aim to provide more than just temporary relief. They focus on offering a path to stable housing and self-sufficiency for individuals who are homeless. Together, these efforts, from local volunteers to government-backed programs, form a vital safety net for those struggling with homelessness. But it's clear that the collaboration between the community, volunteers, and the government is what truly makes a difference. What are your thoughts? Do you believe that local initiatives can effectively combat homelessness? Or is more government involvement needed? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments. Housing solutions and long-term programs, transitional housing programs play a critical role in providing not just temporary shelter, but a pathway to long-term stability for the homeless. These programs offer more than just a roof over one's head. They focus on helping individuals rebuild their lives. For instance, successful initiatives have helped over 300 people transition into permanent housing, significantly reducing their involvement with the criminal justice system. By offering supportive services such as job training, financial literacy, and mental health counseling, these programs give individuals the tools they need to regain independence and break the cycle of homelessness. One of the most promising new projects is the $46.5 million transitional housing development from the Colorado Coalition for the Homeless, located at 2175 California Street in Denver. This project is set to house 98 individuals and provide them with essential support services, especially for those recovering from substance abuse. These services include counseling, rehabilitation programs, and life skills training, which are critical to ensuring long-term success and preventing future homelessness. What makes this initiative particularly impactful is its holistic approach. It doesn't just give people a place to stay, but also addresses the root causes of homelessness, such as addiction and unemployment, giving individuals a real chance to rebuild their lives. The inclusion of addiction recovery services shows a recognition that homelessness is often tied to deeper struggles, making this project a model for future developments. Programs like these represent the shift from temporary fixes to long-term solutions. They show that with the right support, individuals can overcome even the most difficult circumstances. Do you think that housing initiatives like these are the key to solving homelessness in your community? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Legal initiatives and policy reforms. House Bill 2117 is a crucial piece of legislation aimed at addressing the growing housing crisis in Colorado by amending inclusionary zoning regulations. This bill gives local governments the ability to create affordable housing projects more efficiently and removes legal barriers that often hinder housing development. By streamlining the process, it opens the door for more affordable housing to be built, making it easier for communities to meet the demand for lower-cost living options. The impact of this legal reform is significant. By fostering a more favorable environment for affordable housing development, House Bill 2117 can help expand the housing supply in areas where it's most needed. This bill isn't just about building more homes, it's about providing safe, stable housing for individuals and families who are at risk of homelessness or already struggling with unstable living situations. By removing bureaucratic roadblocks, the bill helps communities address both short-term and long-term housing needs. With the current homelessness crisis affecting thousands of people in Colorado, this bill is a step in the right direction. If passed, it will not only increase the availability of affordable housing, but also help reduce homelessness by offering more accessible options for those in need. In 2025, with the number of homeless people continuing to rise, such reforms are essential to creating sustainable solutions. Community reaction and challenges. The introduction of a new homeless shelter in the Park Hill neighborhood has sparked significant opposition from local residents, raising concerns about safety and management. Park Hill, like many communities, faces the difficult challenge of balancing compassion for those experiencing homelessness with ensuring the well-being of its existing residents. Many in the neighborhood have voiced fears that the shelter could attract crime, disrupt the neighborhood's peace, and strain public resources. The challenge of managing these shelters effectively while ensuring they are safe and well-regulated is a pressing issue for city leaders. One of the most notable incidents highlighting the risks of poorly managed shelters occurred near East 40 Honest Avenue and Josephine Streets, where a fire broke out in a homeless encampment. This tragedy raised important questions about whether the city had followed proper procedures for cleaning up and securing such sites. It also sparked broader concerns about whether these temporary shelters are properly equipped to prevent dangerous incidents. Are city authorities doing enough to ensure that regulations are being met? And are safety measures sufficient to protect both residents and those living in these shelters? Furthermore, there are accessibility challenges that often go overlooked. For example, a blind woman shared her experience of struggling to navigate near homeless camps, pointing to a critical need for infrastructure that is accessible to all, including individuals with disabilities. This highlights a major gap in urban planning, ensuring that homeless shelters and surrounding areas are not only safe, but also accessible to people with varying needs. A comprehensive and inclusive approach to infrastructure is essential to make sure that everyone, regardless of their physical abilities, can move through the city safely. Number 8. Comprehensive solutions to homelessness. Addressing homelessness requires a comprehensive approach that goes beyond just providing temporary shelter. A key solution is expanding affordable housing options. One significant step forward is through initiatives like House Bill 2117, which aims to make it easier for local governments to create affordable housing projects. By increasing investment in low-income housing and developing communities that prioritize affordability, we can reduce the barriers to stable housing for many people. In 2025, with housing costs rising across the United States, expanding affordable housing is more critical than ever. Another vital component of solving homelessness is offering job training and employment programs for those affected. These programs are designed to help individuals develop the skills necessary to re-enter the workforce and secure stable jobs. By focusing on skill development, whether through vocational training, apprenticeships, or educational opportunities, these programs provide a path towards self-sufficiency. In many cases, the lack of stable employment is one of the key factors contributing to homelessness. So giving people the tools to rebuild their careers is essential for long-term success. Equally important is expanding healthcare services, particularly mental health and addiction treatment. Many people experiencing homelessness struggle with untreated mental health disorders or substance abuse issues, which prevent them from securing and maintaining stable housing. By increasing access to healthcare services, such as addiction treatment programs, mental health counseling, and general medical care, individuals can address these underlying issues and better reintegrate into society. Studies show that when individuals are provided with comprehensive care, their chances of overcoming homelessness improve significantly. Incorporating all these solutions, affordable housing, job training, and healthcare, into a cohesive strategy can dramatically reduce homelessness. It's about creating a system where people have the support they need, not only to survive, but to thrive. Number 9. Personal stories and community initiatives. Lillian Benedict, a young girl from Littleton, is proving that even the smallest among us can make a huge difference. At just 12 years old, Lillian used her passion for art to create an inspiring initiative that helps those experiencing homelessness. In a heartwarming display of community spirit, she organized a painting event where local residents could purchase or bid on her artwork, with all proceeds going toward homeless shelters in the area. Lillian's creativity not only showcased her talent, but also highlighted how art can serve as a powerful tool for social change. The event was more than just an art sale. It was a rallying point for the community to come together and take action. Lillian's initiative raised thousands of dollars, providing essential resources such as food, clothing, and temporary housing for those in need. What makes her story particularly powerful is how she used her unique skills, her ability to paint and connect with others through art, to shine a light on the issue of homelessness in her own town. In a world often consumed by everyday challenges, Lillian's effort stands out as a reminder that we all have the capacity to help those in need. Whether through a simple donation or a larger project like Lillian's, community-driven initiatives are key in combating homelessness. It's inspiring to see how a young person's initiative can inspire others to take action. Her story encourages us all to think about how we can use our talents to give back and make a positive impact. Sustainable directions and solutions. Finding sustainable solutions to homelessness requires a multifaceted approach that goes beyond just providing a roof over someone's head. One of the most crucial steps is creating long-term housing stability programs. These programs must not only help individuals secure permanent housing, but also provide the necessary support to ensure they can maintain it. This includes financial assistance, healthcare services, and job placement programs. In 2025, many of the homeless face challenges such as unemployment and untreated health conditions, making it essential that housing stability is paired with these critical services. By addressing the root causes of homelessness and offering comprehensive support, we can break the cycle and provide individuals with the tools they need to thrive in the long run. In addition to housing initiatives, policy reform plays a vital role in tackling homelessness. Continued advocacy for legislation like House Bill 2117 which focuses on expanding affordable housing options, is essential. This bill allows local governments to create more affordable housing by removing bureaucratic barriers that often slow down the development of new projects. By pushing for legal reforms that prioritize housing affordability and support for homeless communities, we can pave the way for a future where everyone has access to stable housing. Moreover, these efforts need to be supported by a broader social movement to ensure that homelessness is tackled at every level, local, state, and national. This includes not only advocating for laws, but also raising awareness and encouraging community involvement. In 2025, a growing number of local governments and nonprofits are stepping up, working together to create an environment that supports long-term solutions rather than temporary fixes. Together, these steps sustained housing programs, policy reform, and community support represent a holistic approach to ending homelessness. It's about creating a system where people are not just housed, but empowered to build stable, fulfilling lives. In conclusion, homelessness is a pressing issue that requires a multifaceted approach, from expanding affordable housing to supporting mental health and job training programs. The challenges facing cities like Denver highlight the urgent need for comprehensive solutions that not only provide shelter, but also address the root causes of homelessness. With the combined efforts of local communities, government reforms, and passionate individuals, there is hope for a future where homelessness is no longer a widespread crisis. It's clear that collaboration and long-term strategies are key to making lasting change. If you found this video insightful, be sure to like and share it. And don't forget to subscribe to NVL Travel Documentary for more thought-provoking content. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and join the conversation about how we can all contribute to creating a better world for everyone. Thank you for watching.